YBNL. You know the label, you know the artist.
Yeah, the same label that made Asake Fireboy.
But do you know what YBNL actually stands for?
No.
Yahoo Boy, No Laptop Nation.
But why would Olamide name one of the most important music labels in Nigeria history after Yahoo Boys?
You see, Olamide grew up in Bariga, Lagos, in the streets, and in the early 2000s when he was coming up, so Yahoo Boys were everywhere in his community, not as criminals, but as guys who had money, who dressed well, who ate, who survived. He was one of them, he chose music, but he understood where they were coming from. YBNL wasn't a celebration of fraud, it was a statement. You could come from that world, from that street, funky desperation, and still build something real. No laptop mere for crime, use it to create instead.
But wait, where did Yahoo Boys even come from? Who started this thing? And why is it even called Yahoo Boys?
To understand Yahoo Boys and why the name even made sense, you have to understand how Yahoo Boys became a Nigerian institution in the first place. Before Yahoo Boys, there was 419.
Oh yeah, 419. But what does 419 even mean? And what do those numbers even represent?
Section 419 of the Nigerian Criminal Code talks about advanced defraud. It states any person who by any false pretense with the intent to defraud obtains from any other person anything capable of being stolen or induces any other person to deliver it to any person anything capable of being stolen the duty of a felony.
Oh, so that was where it came from.
Yes, Victor. It did not start on the internet, it started off paper. In the 1980s, after the oil boom collapse and the Naira crash, educated Nigerians couldn't find legitimate work, so they started sending letters. Physical letters, posted from Nigeria to addresses in Europe and America. Letters like, I have the son of a deposed Nigerian general. I have $40 million trapped in a government account. I need your help to move it. You receive 30% for your assistance. Thank you.
But wait, who on earth would be dumb enough to believe such a letter?
Well, Victor, as funny as that sound, you worked. Because greed is universal. And desperation on one end found greed on the other. These men were called former mimers. They operated for over a decade before the internet existed. Then in the late 90s, cybercafes opened in Lagos and gave the country its first taste of globalization. You paid by hour, you sat down and opened your Yahoo Mail.
Oh, I think I know where this is going. Why send one letter that can take days when you can send 10,000 emails in one night?
Exactly. Veterans of the postal fraud era first had opportunity. Together with the new younger perpetrators, seduced by the promise of quick wealth, they upgraded the old scam. In Nigeria, these online fraudsters soon came to be known as Yahoo Boys, named after their major tool of operation, Yahoo Mail.
So if Google had arrived earlier, we would have been calling them Google Boys or Gmail Boys. Crazy.
By the 2000s, Yahoo Boys weren't just criminals, they raised of culture, their own language, their own fashion, their own music, their own values. In university campuses across Nigeria, Yahoo Boys were the ones with the nearest phones, the best clothes, the girls. Nigeria's unemployment rate for young people was catastrophic. The government had failed an entire generation. But here was the path. Risky, illegal, morally constituted, but still a path. So started beautifying it. Slangs normalized it. Maga don't pay became punchline.
Maga don't pay. What kind of early 2000s slang start? I mean, there should be newer slangs now, right? That these guys use, like.
You think this is funny, right? You see, something shifted. Yahoo Plus arrived. When the money got harder to make, so much further, it took withdrawals, it took things that are harder to joke about. Yahoo Boys employed one of the most rudimentary communication objects, Juju. The internet scam had found its way back to something ancient.
Well, I have a question. Amidst all of these shenanigans, there surely must be effects on Nigeria as a country or Nigerians as citizens.
Here's what the celebration of Yahoo culture actually costs Nigeria. Every Nigeria flag as immigration because of our passports. Every legitimate Nigerian business trying to receive international wire transfers have been blocked. Every Nigerian tech startup has to work 3 times as hard to be trusted by foreign investors.
But come on, they surely must be fraudsters in other parts of the world.
Similar online crime subcultures can be found around the world. But you see, Nigeria has become the face of it, and we are all paying that bill. All of us.
Including me? Why do I have to pay for something I know nothing about?
You see, most Nigerians now have a brother, a friend, a cousin, or just a guy on the street with a Yahoo boy. Some more close enough that you have to wonder, is this even a bad thing? The 419 letters of the 1980s were educated men who watched the oil boom money disappearing to government pockets while they had degrees they couldn't use. The Yahoo Boys of the 2000s were young men who watched their parents struggle and decided to learn able to do the same. The Yahoo Plus generation watched 2 generations hustle and still saw no legitimate path opening up.
I mean, it gives mixed feelings because that this thing is bad, but it has been normalized to the point that it feels almost normal. You judge them, but at the same time, you know where they're coming from. You know what prompted them to do this. So it's a mixed feeling. I would say it's a complicated feeling.
So the next time you see Yahoo Boy protection on the news and you feel that palpitated mix of relief that it was caught and the understanding of why you even started in the first place, that's the most wholest response you can have. Because the question was never why are Nigerians like this? The question has always been what kind of country produces generation after generation of young men who feel that this is their best option. And until that question gets a real answer, we'll keep asking it over and over again.
So, what do you suggest we do as citizens? Maybe we should work harder, avoid taking the short paths to wealth. But then again, a lot of these people do these things to even survive in the first place, and maybe even time will tell. But then again, do you think that is an objective solution? Hello? Wait, who am I talking to? What do you think the solution is?